Nurses of Reddit, what's your worst work-related story? Older lady who had a pretty nasty fall at home. Had been on the floor for a while before someone had found her. Apparently she had fallen on her arm and had been lying on it for some time, enough to cut the circulation off. When I went to dress the lacerations on the arm, it fell off, in my hand. We once had a guy come into the ER with a plastic bag in his hand. When asked why he's here, he explained that his balls were hurting 2 days ago, and when it wouldn't stop he cut them off. And guess what? He brought them in that plastic sack. He wanted us to put them back with surgery. This one is a sad story. My cousin is a nurse. She loves her job and I asked her this question expecting to hear a different kind of story. But she said this one time troubled and disturbed her the most. My cousin is a tough chick and isn't an emotional type, but the whole situation affected her for a few days after. A single parent father and 15-year-old daughter were having a really heated argument. In the middle of them arguing he starts to have a heart attack. The ambulance takes him to the hospital and he ends up losing his life. When the daughter arrived, my cousin had to tell the daughter her father didn't make it. The girl then runs over to him and just collapses on the floor screaming and bawling her eyes out because her father is now gone forever, and she's the reason he died. So many to choose from. I'm gonna go with the homeless guy that came to our hospital with an abdominal abscess, basically a hole in his abdomen. We were trying to clean his wound and assess the damage, and when we reached inside his wound, we started finding money. He nonchalantly stated that he kept his money tucked in there to protect it from being stolen. My first day working in a nursing home, one of the senior nurses asked me to help a little old lady off the toilet because she was too busy. I walk in and there is blood everywhere, all over her, the floor, the walls. I start panicking. For all I knew she could have hit her head. Turns out that senior nurse forgot to mention that this lady suffered from hemorrhoids and this was a common thing for her. My father worked in ER at the beginning of his nursing career, and he said one of the hardest things he had experienced was a young man who shot himself in the face, but he was still alive. All that was left was the back of his neck, bottom part of his skull. The man died a short time later, but could you imagine seeing something like that? God bless nurses, they truly deal with so much.